Subscribe. G7 Climate and Environment Ministers Meeting. G7 Ministers Meeting on Climate, Energy and Environment was held in Sapporo, Japan. The participating leaders committed to work towards ensuring carbon-free electricity production by 2035 and accelerating the phase-out of coal. This is significant as the G7 nations account for a quarter of global carbon emissions. Key highlights of carbon-free power by 2035. Acceleration of renewable energy. The countries agreed to accelerate solar and wind energy investments to produce 1000 gigawatts (GW) by 2030 from solar power and 150 gigawatts of wind power from offshore platforms. This move is in line with recent reports by the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change (IPCC) to ensure that global temperatures do not increase by more than 1.5 degrees Celsius of pre-industrial levels by the end of the century. Elimination of subsidies. The countries reaffirmed their commitment to the elimination of inefficient fossil fuel subsidies by 2025. Phasing out of inefficient fossil fuel subsidies is a key component of the Paris Agreement. Removal of government support towards fossil fuel-driven power. The countries emphasized that, with the exception of a few clearly defined circumstances that are consistent with a 1.5 degrees Celsius warming limit and the goals of the Paris Agreement, they have stopped all new direct government support for unabated international thermal coal power generation by the end of 2021 and public support for the international unabated fossil fuel energy sector in 2022. The group will each provide an update on their approach to implementation by the end of 2023. The ministers have agreed to prioritize steps toward phasing out unabated coal power generation plants that do not employ mechanisms to capture emissions and prevent them from escaping into the atmosphere. The G7 countries have endorsed Japan's national strategy that emphasizes clean coal, hydrogen, and nuclear energy to ensure its energy security. The leaders have reaffirmed their commitment to accelerating the transition to clean energy and achieving net zero greenhouse gas emissions by 2050. The leaders emphasized the need to urgently reduce carbon emissions and achieve a predominantly decarbonized power sector by 2035.